We have the numbers. We know now what the 2021 Ford F-150 at the Power Boost, aka hybrid. We know what the fuel economy numbers are going to be from the EPA estimates. The question is it impressive enough to overcome the price increase? Oh, hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus, SUV Talk. On this channel, you'll find truck and SUV news, reviews, interesting stuff. So hit subscribe, stick around. It's a good time, trust me. So let's go ahead and dive into these numbers. And I have this chart from Ford, and there's a few items I want to talk about this chart. But I don't want to delay anymore. So I'm going to put this chart on the screen. And this is now all 6 engine options that Ford offers with their 2021 F-150. Each of these will come with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And keep in mind, these are EPA estimates. As it says, actual mileage will vary. So starting with the top, the 3.3 liter, that's the V6, it's a carryover engine. That one's typically found in most of your work fleet trucks. It's not really something that's found in many of the consumer trucks. I know you can buy that, but most people do it commercial trucks. And frankly, the next one down below, the 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6, I find a lot of commercial fleets, and especially my dealership in town, they just buy that one instead because it's more fuel efficient, as you can see, 20, 26, 22 combined, than it is the 3.3. But let's skip down to the bottom, because that's the most important part, is the 3.5 liter Power Boost V6 full hybrid. It's pretty simple, folks. In four-wheel drive, it's 24 mile per gallon city, 24 mile per gallon highway, and you got it, 24 mile per gallon combined. Yeah, 24. That's a great way to say it. The two-wheel drive gets 25, 26, and 25. So 1 mile per gallon better in highway. This is very typical with hybrids. Most hybrids get better city than they do a gasoline equivalent because you use a lot of the battery power at lower speeds. Ford says that two-wheel drive Power Boost with the, I said Power Boost, I should say it twice, with a hybrid, can get a range of 750 miles with a 30-gallon fuel tank. And the four-wheel drive version gets 700 miles of range with a 30-gallon gas tank. And that's pretty impressive. Now, I want to point out a couple other things. We can see the 3-liter Power Stroke V6, that is the diesel version. I haven't heard a lot about this diesel version. This is the first time I'm really seeing it. It's been kind of kept under the wraps a little bit. Haven't seen a whole lot of news. But you can see you're getting 27 miles per gallon, so just a little bit better than the two-wheel drive Power Boost. But again, that two-wheel drive Power Boost is actually the same fuel economy as a two-wheel drive 2.7 liter EcoBoost. So there's some interesting choices here going on. I do want to point out the 5-liter, the Coyote engine, the V8, has 1 mile per gallon better on city and highway and combined versus last year. I went to fueleconomy.gov. I'll put it on screen here in a second, but I looked it up, and fueleconomy.gov had 18 combined, 15 city, 21 highway, and this year it's 16, 22, and 19. And the reason for that is that's the 1 mile per gallon difference when you do cylinder deactivation. Now, I reported it on this. I'll put a link to it above. That 5-liter Coyote will have cylinder deactivation. So that technology where it shuts off certain cylinders when you're driving to make it more fuel efficient, that's a 1 mile per gallon difference. So it is a benefit there. It's fuel economy. There is a lot of controversy about that cylinder deactivation, but that's numbers. There's numbers proof. Now, as you know on this channel, I'm trying to buy a Power Boost currently. I've been shopping around. I have my eye on one. I have a deposit on it. And so this really got me curious about these fuel economy numbers based on the pricing. So when I look up the pricing for the truck I want to buy, we can see that Power Boost on the sticker for the XLT, which is, it goes XL, XLT Lariat, kind of the trim walk. Then you go King Ranch and Platinum and Limited, all the other higher trims. But you're looking at about $4,500 difference. All right, I'm going to hold myself right there. This is an updated video. I woke up early this morning and read some comments, and I screwed things up. So the price difference for the Power Boost or the hybrid in the XLT package is it's over the 3.3 V6, which I contend is a unicorn engine. My local dealership in town doesn't order the engine at all. They only order 2.7 liters. So if you look at the price difference on Ford.com, and I'll put this on the screen here as I can. Okay, let's go to the screen here. This is where it gets a little confusing. So I'm going to go with the XLT. And we can see, excuse me, with XL, the features is a 3.3 liter V6 is the standard. And I want to point out something before we get XLT, is that the Lariat, the standard engine for the Lariat, as we go to configure this in the powertrain, the standard engine for Lariat is 2.7. So this is where it gets so confusing. and it's 2.7, and then you look at the base price for the hybrid above that, $3,300, and $1,400 more for the EcoBoost, the 3.5, and I should finish this off, $800 for the Coyote engine, and $3,800 for the diesel. But if you go back to this, and you go look at just your XLT, and you look at configure, when it does its thing, it's a little slow this morning, it's a little old and cranky like I am, and you look at this, now you see the 2.7 is not the base engine, and this is where, like I said, I get confused, and like consumers get confused, and that 2.7, I contend, is the base engine XLT. I see them all over the place. It's hard to find a 3.3, but you actually have to scroll down and look at the 3.3 in this situation. So they make the engines the same row setting as all the different trim levels, but they just change where the base engine is. So this 3.3 is included. The diesel is $4,500 more than the 3.3. The Power Boost hybrid is $4,500 more than the 3.3. And the EcoBoost 3.5 liter is $2,500 or $2,600 more. So you basically have about $2,000 difference between these two engines over the 3.3, and rounding it off, it's the 5 liters almost $2,000 more than the 3.3. So you can see your pricing differences there as you step up through the engines for the XLT. Now, like I said, the Lariat is different because the base engine's a 2.7. And so there's just a lot of differences there when you look at things. Okay, one more thing I want to point out that was in the comments, it's a really good comment, is that the hybrid system comes with the 2.4 kilowatt power onboard generator in the rear. So these are the rear plugs. And 2.4 kilowatts is quite a bit of power. So this is where you have generator mode, where you press the button and it runs that power, and runs off the battery until you run out of the battery, the truck starts up and it recharges the battery. So it's basically a portable generator is what really it is. And when you look at some of the Honda generators and things, what you're going to be spending the money on buying these generators, it does work out cost difference wise. Now, you just got to make the argument for what you're doing. For me, I don't use a generator very often, and when I go camping, most of the sites I go camping with have power there. But it is an interesting thing where I can expand my camping to do more what they call boondocking, more stuff off the beaten path, not at campgrounds, because I have power with me, and I won't need to carry a generator, and I won't need to spend a money on a generator. So it's a very interesting play there that they're making, and it depends on the person. That could be a substantial benefit to you, or it could not be. Now, there's also the aspect too that if you hear this truck running, it's a pretty quiet truck, and so there's a sound difference with the generator. Generators are typically pretty loud, plus you have to take the additional fuel to run the generator. So that's just one more step. Who wants one more step when you're camping? You already got to do the beer run. I mean, come on, you need more gas for your generator? Screw that. So there's some argument to be made there. Some people in the field and ranching and stuff, it's pretty interesting there. So I don't know. It's a pretty interesting thing. I know for myself, I'll never get the fuel economy out of this truck. I'll never get the ROI. But those additional benefits of having the 2.4 kilowatt, or in my case, I'm going to step up the 7.2 kilowatt just because I want to try it out as well, could make a big difference. It's a very interesting thing. I find a little controversial. I know that there are no dealerships in my area that even ordered the hybrid. They didn't care. They didn't care to order a hybrid at all. So, but people in the comments were like, my goodness, that is the game changer. That is the future. And so when you look at the fuel economy numbers, maybe they are lower than people had expected. You know, they wanted 30 miles per gallon. They want this big number for these trucks, but really, like I said in the other videos, the truck is a box on wheels, so you're not going to get that. But I do think it's interesting with the power on board. Does that change the equation of mile per gallon? Does that make a difference there? So hey, sound off below, put in the comments. I'm sorry to reshoot this video, but well, I'm a journalist. I have to get accurate information, and it kind of drove me nuts that I screwed it up. So I do apologize for that. Thanks for sticking with me. Also check this video out over here. It's a good time. Website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.